Religion is an integral part of many societies in the world. It creates the core value system of societies and definitely has a lot of impact on people's perceptions and worldviews. Because of the fact that religion involves core values, people with different religious practices are often disdained and treated as unworthy or even inhuman. This, as well as the fact that religion has such a strong grip on core values and absolute truth, turn it into a major source of conflict. The Crusades or the Bartholomew's Day massacre in France are examples of very cruel conflicts that were fought in the name of religion. Even today, people try to explain certain conflicts in terms of religion. When terrorists attacked the World Trade Center in 2001, many newspapers claimed that they knew the reason for the attacks. They claimed that it were many cultural as well as religious differences that generated hatred. Even the US president at that time, George W. Bush, mentioned differences in values between the Western and the Muslim world as main reasons for the conflict. But how much impact does religion really have on foreign politics? The First Amendment of the US Constitution is the only part of it that deals with religion. It establishes a strict separation of church and state and prohibits the government to interfere with the people's exercise of religion. The fact that religion is not emphasized in the Constitution could be seen as an indicator that religion does not play a major role in US politics, but this impression seems to be wrong. With Bush's presidency, religion and its impact on politics appears to have become stronger. George W. Bush calls himself a born-again Christian, which led him back Christian views concerning the prohibition of abortion, the prohibition of gay marriage, the importance of school prayer, and the scientific dealing with stem cells, for example. Further, he began to support legislation to enable religious organizations to receive government funds as soon as he was in office. These concrete domestic issues suggest that the clear separation between church and government has become more blurry under George W. Bush. Another indicator for this development can be found in his speeches. During his term of office, he often seemed to draw simplistic conclusions about the world, dividing it into two opposing camps, good and evil. Moreover, he adopted the word crusade in order to explain America's mission against the axis of evil. For him, Iran belongs to this axis of evil. Iran is called an Islamic Republic since the Iranian Revolution in 1979. The events involved the overthrow of Iran's monarchy and its replacement with the Islamic Republic under Khomeini. The Constitution of Iran gives the clergy a lot of power and connects religion and foreign policy objectives. The current leader of Iran is Ahmadinejad, who is perceived as a conservative who wants to strengthen Iran's Islamic character and restore its military and cultural dominance in the region. His foreign policy views seem to be rather radical. He does not only deny Israel's right to exist, but also considers his nuclear program to be legitimate. In his speeches, he often uses a religious rhetoric, suggesting that Allah supports his policy decisions, and as George W. Bush, Ahmadinejad also seems to divide the world into two opposing camps, suggesting that the US as well as Israel are inherently evil and thus need to be stopped. But although religion obviously is used in his speeches, and although the state is based on a religious order according to Iran's constitution, one needs to ask whether religion really has so much impact on politics or whether it is just a tool used to justify the pursuit of national interests. To my mind, Bush's rhetoric and especially his policy choices created a lot of anger in the Muslim world. The US occupation in many Muslim countries, as well as Bush's threatening rhetoric towards Iran, and the US close cooperation with Israel generated a lot of anger. Muslim citizens accused the US of applying a double standard when it comes to foreign policy choices. Moreover, they often see the US as an imperialist country that wants to transform their societies entirely and take away the values that are important to them. In the end, it becomes obvious that both Bush and Ahmadinejad use religion in a similar way. They use religion to justify certain policy choices and to unite the public behind their cause. Thus, religion becomes a tool rather than the cause of certain foreign policy choices. So in the end, national interests guide foreign policy choices, not religion. Nevertheless, religion has the potential to sever already existing conflicts and tear the world apart between the West and the Muslim world.